Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin this analysis by asking two questions. Number one, it seems that it is now official that 2027 is going to be a battle of the titans. The sitting President William Samoei Ruto and the most loved or the beloved Stephen Kalonzo Musioka. So my first question, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Between the duo, who will you vote for if the two of them were presented before you? And if you are kind enough, give me a reason supporting your answer. That is the first question. The second question, if you are in the shoes of Raila Odinga, you are presented with Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musioka, looking at their political backgrounds and their political strength, who would you endorse for 2027? I'm asking this because it is a Kalonzo moment. It seems that gods have been with him. Because today in Bondo, Raila declared a Kalonzo Tosha moment.
Kalonzo ameshinda Bwana Ruto mara 10. Yeye ni mtu mwaminifu. Yeye ni mtu mwaminifu. Anataka kutagawanya sisi. Baba na Kalonzo, sijui baba hatasimama, sijui nani hatasimama. Miongoni wetu hapa mtu atasimama. Sawa sawa? Yeye anafikiri yeye ni mwerevu zaidi. Tutamuonyesha ati yeye hajui. Sawa sawa? Sisi tutasimama kidete na ndugu Kalonzo Musioka. Yeye ni mtu mwaminifu. Tumeelewana vizuri? Tumeelewana vizuri? Kwa yeye ndiye alialikwa na Dr. Buru kama mgeni maalum ya hafla ya leo. Sasa mimi nataka nimuite yeye akuje hapa asalimu nyinyi. Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musioka.
And many experts are asking just one question. What is the fate of Martha Karua? And how would Martha Karua react to the declaration by Raila Odinga? The reason this question is really begging is because in the last election, Martha Karua emerged and was endorsed as Raila's running mate, while Kalonzo Musioka really wanted to be a running mate. Martha emerged, and I think it was because of the Mount Kenya votes and maybe partly because of the women votes that Azimio thought Martha Karua would help them bag in their basket. But now it seems that we are facing some very difficult political tidings, and Raila decided that it's gonna be Kalonzo Musioka. Now there are two tests that Martha Karua is really going to face. Number one, there is a saying that if you want to lead, then you must also accept to be led. This is the reason why many people have continued to follow Raila Odinga. He has always wanted to lead in 2007, 2013, 2017 and 2022. But all along, there are forces that have always ganged up and denied him of his victory. But because of his magnanimity, he has always forgotten the past and moved on, something that has really vexed many of his supporters. And if you talk to the people around, some of them will tell you that Raila does not know how to take power. William Ruto said it, that he believed Raila won in 2007, but Raila, because of its statesmanship, decided to take the post of Prime Minister. In 2017, I don't know the number 77 with Raila, I don't know what's happening. In 2017, Raila won fair and square. In fact, David Maraga almost confirmed something of that kind, because for the first time in the history of Africa, I think he nullified an election facing a sitting president, and he told them, on this I disagree with you, you must go back to the ballot. And Miguna, who was at the center of everything then, has always accused Raila that was his moment, just as it was in 2007. And he says Raila decided to let go of his victory and they shook hands with Uhuru Kenyatta. So the second question with that, ladies and gentlemen, is this: is Martha Karua ready to be led? Because Kalonzo Musioka in 2022 decided to take a low profile and allowed Martha to become the running mate. This time round, will Martha Karua accept to be maybe Kalonzo's running mate? Because it is very clear that the duo will lead Azimio if everything remains constant. The only thing that might change is that now Kalonzo is going to be the flag bearer. And because of the women votes and everything, Martha Karua might deputize Kalonzo Musioka. And so the begging question, will she accept to be led? Because if she doesn't, then people and history will judge her very harshly that she plunged into one of the most apex political period, and she was to become a running mate. But now that things have changed, she did not want to back up someone also to lead her, because in that hierarchy, if things were to move the way they were without looking at the other aspects of politics, then she is the most senior according to the arrangement then, so that if Raila would not be in the picture, then she would be leading Azimio, then maybe Kalonzo would come second. That is the first question. I don't know whether she's ready to be led. Number two is the question of loyalty. Raila said very well that Kalonzo is very loyal, because deputizing someone for 3 consecutive election period is not very easy, especially when your people is pushing you to contest and ears are also going. It was not a very easy moment for Kalonzo Musioka. Many have argued that he had no choice because the political alignments had already been drawn. But again, if he had wanted, if he had wished, he would have decided to stand alone to spoil for Raila Odinga. The fact that he decided to stick with him is something that even Raila Odinga said he cannot take for granted. And in that long speech, Raila says they have worked together from during the KANU moment when Raila got into KANU, and he broke KANU into pieces and he took away Kalonzo, Saitoti, Kamodo, and all of those leaders, most of them are not alive today. So the question of loyalty to Martha Karua is also there. Will she be loyal enough? Because Martha Karua and Raila Odinga have worked just once during the second liberation, when people were fighting the Nyayo era, dictatorship, one party state, and they were there together as the Young Turks. People like the late Martin Shikuku was there, George Anyona the late was there, James Orengo the Siaya governor was there, Martha Karua was there, Kivuda Kibwana. There were a group of both young and old politicians, including civil rights groups, and even the religious fraternity was there. That is the only time Martha Karua has worked with Raila Odinga. Their relationship faced a very precarious test in 2007 when Raila believed he won the elections, but Martha Karua stood by Kibaki. And in fact, the media described Martha Karua as the only man standing, because Martha Karua stood very firm that Kibaki won the elections. But now, after all those, a long period, Martha Karua resurfaced, and they almost worked together also, to speak, because had things gone the way people expected, today Martha Karua would have been the deputy president. So, is she loyal? And that is the question that many are asking. Many believe that Kalonzo Musioka compared to Martha is more acceptable than Martha Karua. In fact, I've listened to many of Raila supporters. They are saying, we have a debt, but that debt belongs to Kalonzo Musioka. Tuko na deni na Kalonzo Musioka. Hiyo tu, that is what they believe. Someone was arguing that William Ruto could say that Raila has its debt, but they're saying he has already stolen Raila's debt, victory, and that has paid his debt because he supported Raila in 2007. So people are arguing, you have already paid yourself. Karua and Kalonzo Musioka are both acceptable, but if you compare to Kalonzo Musioka, Kalonzo and Mudavadi are politicians who have been polished to be accepted. Hawajai chokoza mtu They can be accepted in every corner of this world. In terms of numbers, Kalonzo Musioka has got more numbers than Martha Karua. Because if you look at Central, William Ruto still controls Central. But I think this is just because Raila is in the picture. There's a big problem whenever you present Raila to Central. They have been, indoctrinated to believe that Raila is this, they believe Raila is a devil. That is how they view Raila Odinga. But now if Raila will not be in the picture, I think Kalonzo Musioka can still be accepted. So in terms of numbers, Kalonzo has got about 2.5 million votes that I believe he controls, both in Ukambani, in Eastern, in Mombasa, Nairobi, wherever they are. Compared to Martha, I think Kalonzo Musioka has got a lion's share. And then, of course, in terms of experience, Kalonzo has been a vice president for a period of 5 years in 2007. Kalonzo Musioka has been a foreign affairs minister. He's been in peacekeeping. So I think in terms of experience, he's also a man. But one thing that has really pleased the Azimio fraternity is one. Unlike Jubilee and ODM, which is being rocked by William Samoei Ruto, members of parliament go to State House taking pictures that they are going there for the sake of development. I have not seen even one member of parliament from Kalonzo backyard going to State House. And I think Kalonzo is in control of his numbers. People like Wavinya Ndeti and Mutula Kalonzo Jr. would say that we want to work with William Ruto, but that seems to be deteriorating, because today Wavinya keeps making noise that demolitions are going on in Machakos, something that she feels is targeting their people. So Kalonzo is in charge of that voting block. Kalonzo is accepted in Mombasa because there are a lot of Kamba residents in Mombasa. And of course, if you look at Raila's backyard in Luo, they will easily vote for Kalonzo Musioka. So ladies and gentlemen, Martha Karua faces a big test. Will she stand the storm? Will she prove that she is a team leader? Will she prove that she is loyal to Raila, to Azimio? Will she prove that she is ready to be led? These are the questions that people are asking, and we are yet to see the leadership in Martha Karua, the wisdom in Martha Karua, the motherhood in Martha Karua. We are witnessing very interesting moments, and we wait and see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. But kindly tell me who you would vote for between Kalonzo Musioka and William Samoei Ruto, and if you have a reason, please tell me. And if you are Raila Odinga, who would you choose, who would you endorse between Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musioka? But as it is, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Kalonzo moment, Kalonzo Tosha.